This is the latest in Caribbean news and international sports from the Carib Update News Service. I'm Stacia Blake reporting. The hearing on whether Buju Banton will be granted bail while he awaits his retrial takes place a week from today. Banton's main lawyer, David Marcus, confirmed to Carib Update News last night that they have secured the October 6th hearing. Marcus and his team had filed the motion for the bond hearing earlier on Tuesday. The prosecution has until tomorrow to file a response to the bond motion. The singer's lawyers have already argued that they don't think that Mari is a flight risk given his stature. They started the new push to get at least temporary freedom for Mari immediately after Judge James Moody declared a mistrial in his case on Monday. A new trial, with a date to be confirmed, will start in December in front of a new jury panel. Fidel Castro has given his longest speech since illness forced him from power 4 years ago, but limited his comments on Tuesday to describing Cuba's past and avoided any mention of the tumultuous economic changes Cuba is embarking on under his brother's leadership. The speech before tens of thousands marked the 50th anniversary of the establishment of neighborhood watch groups designed to defend the government against subversive activity. As is his style lately, the 84-year-old offered no opinions on contemporary Cuban life, such as the recent decision to fire 500,000 workers and embrace small pockets of private enterprise. Nor did Castro say anything about his health or future plans. Instead, he spent much of the first part of his speech quoting his own old speeches and joking about his age. Though he's no longer Cuba's leader, he remains head of the Communist Party. 9 months after ending their boycott of the Dominica Parliament, opposition legislators Tuesday walked out of the chamber after taking their oath as legislators. In an immediate reaction, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit accused the United Workers' Party legislators of only returning to the Parliament in order to ensure that they receive a salary at the end of the month. But opposition leader Hector John told a news conference that the walkout is in keeping with the party's fight for democracy. Following the convincing 18-3 general election victory of the ruling Dominica Labour Party, DLP, the UWP boycotted the sittings of Parliament, resulting in the Speaker Alex Boyd Knights declaring 2 of the opposition seats vacant. The opposition had been claiming there had been a number of irregularities during the last general election. However, in the July 9 by-election that followed, former Prime Minister Edison James and Hector John regained the seats for the opposition party. Nearly 9 months after the earthquake, more than 1 million Haitians still live on the streets between piles of rubble. One reason? Not a cent of the $1.15 billion the U.S. promised for rebuilding has arrived. The money was pledged by Secretary of State Hillary Clinton in March for use this year in rebuilding. The U.S. has already spent more than $1.1 billion on post-quake relief, but without long-term funds, the reconstruction of the wrecked capital cannot begin. With just a week to go before fiscal 2010 ends, the money is still tied up in Washington. Still in Haiti, campaigning is getting underway in Haiti's first election since the devastating January earthquake, amid security concerns and with many of the country's 4.5 million eligible voters living in refugee camps. Presidential and legislative elections are scheduled for November 28 in a country still recovering from a massive quake that killed at least 250,000 people and left 1.5 million homeless. President Rene Preval, who has served 2 consecutive 5-year terms in office and cannot run for a re-election, fears there could be unrest during the 2-month campaign. Chris Gayle has joined Dwayne Bravo and Kieran Pollard by rejecting the West Indies Cricket Board's 1-year retainer contract. The online Barbados Today newspaper reported late on Tuesday that the left-handed opener will not sign the contract worth an estimated US $120,000, which requires the players to make themselves available for national and West Indies duties at all times. The newspaper noted that Gayle's decision would effectively rule him out of remaining in the position of West Indies captain. That's the region and that's the world. This has been a production of the Carib Update News Service, a participating company of the Hamlet Media Group. I'm Stacia Blake.